The day the hero fell. The Hidden Leaf village had never looked more peaceful. The morning sun shined over the rooftops. Children laughed as they ran through the streets. Shopkeepers opened their stores. The sounds of training echoed from the academy. Naruto Uzumaki stood on top of the Hokage monument with a smile. He took a deep breath. This is the peace everyone fought for. Kurama chuckled inside him. Don't get too comfortable, Naruto. Naruto laughed. When have I ever had a peaceful day? Before Kurama could answer, the sky suddenly went silent. Not dark, silent. The birds stopped singing. The wind stopped blowing. Even the leaves froze in the air. Naruto frowned. What? A visitor from beyond time. A crack slowly spread across the sky. It looked as if reality itself had been sliced open. The crack grew larger, until a massive black gate appeared above the hidden leaf. Every shinobi looked up. Sasuke activated his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Kakashi rushed to the Hokage office. Shikamaru whispered, "This isn't normal chakra." Quote. The gate slowly opened. A single figure stepped out. He wore a long white cloak with black symbols. His face was hidden behind a smooth silver mask. Around him floated 7 black orbs. He carried no weapon, yet every heartbeat in the village seemed to slow. Naruto landed in front of him. Who are you? The stranger looked directly at Naruto. My name has been forgotten. So call me, the Collector. The Collector's mission. Naruto crossed his arms. What do you want? The Collector calmly replied, I have traveled across countless worlds. In every world, you are the hero. You save everyone. You inspire hope. He paused. So today, I'm going to answer one question. Naruto frowned. What question? The Collector's voice turned cold. What happens when the hero loses everything? The first attack. Without warning, one of the black orbs shot toward Naruto. Naruto instantly formed a Rasengan. The attacks collided. Instead of exploding, the Rasengan simply vanished. Naruto stared at his empty hand. My chakra. The Collector smiled. I don't destroy chakra. Quote. I erase it. The strongest shinobi arrive. Within seconds, Sasuke appeared beside Naruto. Sakura arrived with Kakashi. Soon the entire shinobi alliance surrounded the stranger. Gaara floated above the battlefield. Rock Lee entered the 7th gate. Boruto and Kawaki stood ready. Naruto smiled confidently. You picked the wrong village. The Collector slowly looked around. No, I picked the strongest one. A battle no one understood. Gaara attacked first. His sand surrounded the enemy from every direction. The Collector snapped his fingers. The sand disappeared, not destroyed, not scattered, it simply ceased to exist. Rock Lee charged at full speed. His kick could shatter mountains. The Collector caught it with one finger. The shockwave blasted Lee backward. Sakura punched the ground. The earth cracked for kilometers. The Collector didn't even move. Naruto realized something terrifying. He isn't defending. He doesn't need to. The power beyond chakra. Naruto entered 6 Paths Sage mode. Golden chakra illuminated the battlefield. Kurama roared, let's finish this. Naruto created a giant Rasen Shuriken. The sky filled with chakra. He threw it with everything he had. The Collector slowly raised his hand. The Rasen Shuriken vanished into thin air. No explosion. No impact. Nothing. Kurama fell silent. Naruto whispered, this can't be real. The 7 black crystals. The Collector lifted his hand. 7 black crystals appeared around him. Each crystal was empty. For centuries, I have collected the things heroes love most. Their family, their friends, the dreams. He pointed toward Naruto. You will be my greatest collection. The first loss. The Collector appeared behind Naruto faster than even Sasuke could see. He touched Naruto's chest. A black light exploded. Kurama screamed, Naruto. Golden chakra burst out of Naruto's body and was pulled into one of the black crystals. Naruto fell to one knee. No. Kurama's voice grew weaker. I'm sorry. The crystal sealed shut. The 9 tails was gone. For the first time since Naruto was a child, his mind was completely silent. The Collector's warning. The masked stranger turned toward the village. This is only the beginning. Every week, I will take one more person. When the 7th crystal is filled, you will understand true despair. Naruto stood despite his injuries. I'll stop you. Quote. The collector looked back. I hope you try. He stepped into the black gate. It closed behind him. The sky returned to normal. But the piece of the hidden leaf had disappeared forever. A terrifying discovery. That night, Naruto sat alone in the Hokage office. He couldn't feel Kurama. The silence was unbearable. Then, a small black feather drifted through the open window. Attached to it was a note. Naruto opened it. Only 7 names were written. Kurama check mark. Hinata, Boruto, Himawari, Sakura, Sasuke, Naruto. At the bottom, one final sentence was written in black ink. The collection has begun. Naruto crushed the note in his hand. Outside, hidden in the darkness beyond the village, the collector watched with a faint smile beneath his silver mask. This time, the hero will lose everything. The first name on the list. A cold rain fell over the Hidden Leaf village. No one spoke. No one smiled. For the first time in years, the village felt afraid. Naruto stood alone in the Hokage's office, staring at the list left by the collector. The names burned into his mind. Kurama check mark. Hinata, Boruto, Himawari, Sakura, Sasuke, Naruto. Naruto closed his eyes. I won't let him take anyone else. A world on high alert. The 5 great nations declared a global emergency. Every border was sealed. Every sensory ninja was deployed. Sasuke searched different dimensions using his Rinnegan. Gaara ordered thousands of shinobi to patrol the deserts. Killer Bee searched with Gyuki. But no one found even a trace of the collector. It was as if he didn't exist. The collector's castle, far beyond space, hidden inside a dead dimension. A giant black castle floated above an endless ocean. The walls were covered with glowing crystals. Inside one crystal, Kurama struggled against invisible chains. He roared again and again, but no sound escaped. The collector stood before him. You still resist, Kurama growled. You'll never defeat Naruto. Quote. The collector looked through the crystal toward another empty chamber. I'm not trying to defeat him. I'm trying to break him. Hinata's promise. Back in the hidden leaf, Hinata stood beside Naruto. She gently held his hand. You haven't slept for 3 days. Naruto forced a smile. I'll rest after this is over. Hinata shook her head. You always say that. Naruto looked away. I couldn't save Kurama. Quote. Hinata stepped closer. You've saved all of us more times than we can count. Now let us help you. Naruto smiled. For the first time since Kurama disappeared, he felt a little stronger. The black eclipse. Exactly 7 days later, the sun vanished. A black eclipse covered the sky. Everyone looked upward. Naruto whispered, he's here. The collector appeared above the Hokage monument. His 7 black crystals floated behind him. Only one was glowing. The one containing Kurama. The collector calmly spoke. The time has come. The second collection. Naruto instantly jumped into the air. Shadow clone jutsu. Thousands of clones filled the sky. Sasuke activated his Susanoo. Sakura shattered the ground. Boruto used Flying Thunder God. Every elite shinobi attacked together. The collector simply raised one hand. Time itself seemed to stop. Every attack froze in midair. Every clone became motionless. Even Susanoo stopped moving. Naruto couldn't move a single finger. Only the collector walked freely. A walk through frozen time. The collector slowly walked across the battlefield. He passed Sasuke. He passed Sakura. He passed Boruto. Finally, he stopped in front of Hinata. She was frozen in place. Only her eyes could move. Naruto screamed, Hinata, but no sound came out. The collector gently touched her forehead. I choose you. Black light surrounded Hinata. She slowly disappeared into another crystal. The crystal sealed itself with a loud crack. Time began moving again. Naruto rushed forward. Hinata. Too late. She was gone. Only a white scarf remained on the ground. Naruto breaks. Naruto picked up Hinata's scarf. His hands shook uncontrollably. No. No. This isn't happening. Boruto ran toward him. Dad. Naruto fell to his knees. For the first time since becoming Hokage. He cried. Not silent tears. He screamed. The entire village heard the pain in his voice. The collector's challenge. The collector looked at Naruto. You failed again. Naruto stood slowly. His blue eyes were filled with anger. I'll kill you. The collector smiled beneath his silver mask. There it is. The first step. Hate. He opened another portal. 1 week. Then I returned for Boruto. The portal closed. The sky became clear once more. Sasuke's discovery. That night, Sasuke sat alone, studying the strange black feather the collector had left behind. Using his Sharingan, he noticed tiny symbols hidden inside it. He copied them onto a scroll. Suddenly, the symbols rearranged themselves. A map appeared. Sasuke's eyes widened. This isn't a message. It's a location. Naruto entered the room. What is it? Sasuke pointed at the glowing map. I think I've found the entrance to the collector's dimension. Naruto's eyes filled with hope for the first time in days. When do we leave? Sasuke looked toward the dark sky. Tomorrow. But be prepared. If we enter that place, we may never come back. Far away, inside the Black Castle, the collector stood before the crystal holding Hinata. She slowly opened her eyes. The collector whispered, Welcome to the Hall of Lost Hope. Behind Hinata, hundreds of glowing crystals stretched into the darkness. Each crystal held a hero from a different world. Some wore capes, some carried swords, some wore armor. Every one of them had once tried to save everyone. Every one of them had lost. The collector smiled. Soon, Naruto Uzumaki will join them. The Hall of Lost Hope. The next morning, the Hidden Leaf village was surrounded by silence. The loss of Hinata had shaken everyone. Boruto refused to leave the training grounds. Himawari sat quietly, holding her mother's scarf. Naruto stood at the village gate. He looked back one last time. I'll bring her home. No one doubted him, but everyone feared he might never return. The journey begins. Only 4 people would enter the collector's dimension. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi. Shikamaru wanted to come, but Naruto refused. If I don't return, the village will need someone to lead it. Shikamaru sighed. I hate it when you're right. Sasuke opened a dimensional portal using the strange symbols hidden inside the black feather. The portal wasn't purple like his normal space-time ninjutsu. It was completely black. Cold air flowed from within. Kakashi frowned. This chakra, it feels dead. Without another word, the 4 shinobi stepped inside. A world without light. The portal closed behind them. Darkness surrounded them. There was no sun, no moon, no stars. The ground beneath their feet looked like cracked glass stretching endlessly into the distance. Floating islands drifted across the black sky. Strange whispers echoed from every direction. Naruto looked around. This place, it doesn't even feel real. Sakura quietly answered, I don't think it is. Quote, the Hall of Lost Hope. Far ahead stood a gigantic palace made entirely of black crystal. It was larger than the Hidden Leaf village itself. Thousands of glowing crystals floated around it. Each crystal contained someone trapped inside. Naruto walked closer. His heart stopped. Inside one crystal, a young shinobi from another world. Inside another, a king wearing golden armor. Another held a woman with silver wings. None of them were from the Naruto world. Sasuke whispered, these aren't just ninja. They're heroes from different worlds. Kakashi looked at the endless rows of crystals. How many people has this monster destroyed? No one answered. Kurama's voice. As Naruto walked through the hall, he suddenly heard a familiar voice. Naruto. His eyes widened. Kurama. The voice came again. Don't follow the light. Naruto turned toward a glowing hallway. At the end of it, he saw Kurama trapped inside a massive crystal. Without thinking, Naruto ran. Kurama. Sasuke shouted. Naruto, wait. But it was too late. The illusion trap. The moment Naruto touched the crystal. The entire palace disappeared. Naruto found himself standing in the Hidden Leaf village. Everything looked peaceful again. Hinata smiled at him. Boruto laughed. Himawari ran into his arms. Kurama's voice echoed happily inside his mind. See, everything is fine. For one brief moment, Naruto wanted to believe it. Then he noticed something strange. No one blinked. No one breathed. The smiles never changed. Naruto slowly stepped backward. This isn't real. The fake village began melting into black shadows. The collector's voice echoed around him. Very good. You recognized the illusion. But what if the next one feels even more real? Quote, Sasuke's battle. Meanwhile, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi had been separated. Sasuke stood alone in a ruined battlefield. A familiar voice called out, Sasuke. He turned. Itachi stood before him, just as he remembered, calm, smiling. Itachi, the elder brother, looked at him. You failed. You couldn't protect Naruto. You couldn't protect the village. Sasuke's hands trembled. For years, these words had haunted him. But then, he closed his eyes. When he opened them again, his Sharingan burned brighter than ever. My brother would never say that. He drew his sword. The illusion shattered into pieces. Sakura's fear. Elsewhere, Sakura found herself inside the hospital. Every bed was filled with injured shinobi. She ran from room to room. No matter how many people she healed, more appeared. She screamed in frustration. I can't save everyone. The whispers grew louder. You never could. Tears filled Sakura's eyes. Then she remembered something Tsunade had once told her. A medical ninja doesn't need to save everyone. She only needs to save the person in front of her. Sakura smiled. The illusion disappeared instantly. Kakashi's regret. Kakashi stood alone before the graves of Obito, Rin, Minato, and Jiraiya. The voices surrounded him. You failed them. You always survive. They always die. Kakashi quietly looked at the sky. Maybe I did fail, but because of them, I kept moving forward. He placed his hand on the memorial stone. And I'll keep moving. The darkness broke apart. The collector appears. The four shinobi reunited in the center of the hall. Slow clapping echoed through the chamber. The collector stepped out of the shadows. Excellent. You escaped the Hall of Regret. Naruto glared at him. Where's Hinata? The collector smiled beneath his silver mask. You'll see her soon. But first, I want to test something. He snapped his fingers. 7 massive doors appeared around the hall. Each door bore a name. Love, hope, trust, sacrifice, dreams, family, destiny. The collector looked directly at Naruto. Choose the wrong door, and one person you love dies forever. Quote. The 4 shinobi fell silent. Naruto stared at the 7 ancient doors. One choice could change everything. The 7 doors of fate. The Hall of Lost Hope fell silent. 7 giant doors stood before Naruto and his team. Each door was over 50 feet tall, carved from black stone that seemed older than time itself. On every door, a single glowing word was engraved. Love, hope, trust, sacrifice, dreams, family, destiny. The collector stood behind them with his arms folded. You have one chance. Choose correctly, and you move forward. Choose wrongly, and one of the people trapped in my crystals disappears forever. Naruto stared at the doors. For the first time, even he didn't know what to do. Shikamaru's message. Before leaving the hidden leaf, Shikamaru had secretly slipped a small communication seal into Naruto's jacket. Suddenly, the seal began to glow. Shikamaru's voice echoed softly. Naruto, if you're hearing this, it means you're facing a puzzle. Don't think with your emotions. Think like a Hokage. The message ended. Naruto smiled. Thanks, Shikamaru. The first clue. Sasuke walked toward the love door. His Sharingan scanned every inch of it. There are hidden symbols. Sakura looked closer. They're changing. The symbols slowly rearranged into a sentence. The strongest chains are invisible. Kakashi frowned. This isn't enough. Naruto closed his eyes. Then let's check every door. The 7 riddles. Each door revealed a different message. Love. The strongest chains are invisible. Hope. The brightest light casts the darkest shadow. Trust. A broken promise is heavier than steel. Sacrifice. Every victory demands a price. Dreams. Some dreams become prisons. Family. Blood creates life, not bonds. Destiny. The future belongs to those who reject fate. Naruto read every sentence again. None of them revealed the answer. The collector's smile. The collector laughed quietly. I've watched heroes from thousands of worlds. They always fail here. They choose with their hearts. Quote. Naruto looked at him. And what if that's exactly what makes us heroes? The collector didn't answer. A familiar voice. Just then, Naruto heard Kurama again, very faint. Naruto, remember, the first promise you ever made. Quote. Naruto froze. His first promise, years ago, to Iruka, to never give up, to protect the people precious to him. Suddenly, he understood. Naruto's choice. Naruto walked past every door. He stopped in front of. Trust. Sasuke frowned. Why this one? Naruto smiled. Because without trust, there is no love, there is no family, there is no hope. The wall of fire exists because people trust each other. Quote. The collector's smile disappeared. Naruto placed his hand on the door. For several seconds, nothing happened. Then, the entire palace shook. The trust door slowly opened. A blinding golden light poured into the hall. The collector whispered, impossible. No one has ever solved the first trial. The corridor of memories. Beyond the door stretched a long corridor. Its walls were covered with glowing mirrors. Each mirror showed a different memory. Naruto saw himself eating ramen with Iruka, training with Jiraiya, fighting beside Sasuke, becoming Hokage, holding Boruto and Himawari as babies. Every joyful moment of his life surrounded him. Sakura smiled. It's beautiful. Kakashi looked uneasy. No, it's another trap. The memory thief. As they walked deeper, the mirrors began changing. Naruto suddenly couldn't remember his first mission. Sakura forgot her graduation day. Kakashi struggled to remember Obito's face. Sasuke stopped walking. His breathing became heavy. My memories. They're disappearing. The mirrors weren't showing memories. They were stealing them. The keeper appears. At the end of the corridor stood a giant armored warrior. Its body was made entirely of black crystal. Instead of a face, it had a mirror. A massive sword rested on its shoulder. A deep voice echoed through the hall. I am the keeper of forgotten memories. No one passes beyond this point. The collector watched from above. This guardian has defeated every hero who reached this place. Naruto stepped forward. His fists tightened. I've already lost Kurama. I've already lost Hinata. I'm not losing my memories too. Golden Sage chakra surrounded him. Sasuke drew his sword. Sakura cracked her fists. Kakashi uncovered his Sharingan. The keeper slowly raised its gigantic blade. The floor beneath them shattered. The battle for their memories had begun. The keeper of forgotten memories. A deafening silence filled the corridor. The giant guardian stood motionless, its mirror-like face reflecting Naruto and his team. The sword in its hand was larger than Gamabunta himself. Cracks spread across the black floor. The keeper spoke once more. To protect the future, you must first surrender the past. Its voice echoed through the endless corridor. Naruto stepped forward. I'll never give up my memories. The keeper slowly lifted its sword. Then prove they are worth protecting. The battle begins. Without warning. Boom. The keeper's sword crashed into the ground. The impact shattered the corridor. Naruto leaped into the air. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Over 2,000 shadow clones filled the battlefield. The keeper simply looked up. Its mirror face flashed with silver light. Every shadow clone froze, then disappeared. Naruto landed on one knee. My clones. They're gone. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. It erased the memories used to create them. Sakura's discovery. Sakura watched carefully. She noticed strange symbols glowing inside the keeper's chest. Wait. The memories aren't disappearing. They're being stored. Kakashi understood immediately. So every attack it blocks makes it stronger. Quote. The keeper had been collecting memories from every hero who challenged it for centuries. Inside its crystal body, millions of memories glowed like stars. The collector watches. High above the battlefield. The collector calmly observed. This guardian has never lost. The more they fight, the more they forget. He smiled beneath his silver mask. Soon, They won't even remember why they came here. Quote, Naruto forgets. The keeper pointed one finger toward Naruto. A silver beam shot across the battlefield. Naruto dodged, but the light brushed against his shoulder. Suddenly, he stopped moving. Sasuke looked at him. Naruto. Naruto blinked in confusion. Sasuke, why are we fighting? Sakura's face turned pale. He forgot. Naruto couldn't remember becoming Hokage. He couldn't remember Kurama. He couldn't remember Hinata. His most precious memories had begun to vanish. Sasuke's promise. Sasuke grabbed Naruto by the shoulder. Listen to me. You are Naruto Uzumaki. You are my best friend. And my greatest rival. Naruto stared silently. Then Sasuke continued. You promised to bring me home. You kept that promise. So now, I'm keeping mine. For the first time in years. Sasuke smiled openly. Naruto felt something warm deep inside his heart. He still couldn't remember, but he believed Sasuke. Kakashi's plan. Kakashi studied the keeper carefully. It isn't protecting memories. It's protecting one memory. Sakura frowned. What do you mean? Quote. Kakashi pointed at the glowing crystal in its chest. One memory shines brighter than all the others. If we destroy that, the rest should be released. The Guardian's secret. The keeper suddenly stopped attacking. Its mirror face cracked. A young girl's reflection appeared inside. She couldn't have been older than 10. She was crying. Naruto looked closer. Who's that? The collector answered from above. The first hero. Quote. The first person who challenged me. She failed, so I preserved her forever. The little girl looked directly at Naruto. In a trembling voice she whispered. Please, don't forget me. Then the mirror closed. The truth about the keeper. Sakura realized something horrifying. The keeper isn't alive. It's made from the memories of everyone who lost. Every hero trapped by the collector. Every dream destroyed. Every promise broken. Had become part of the Guardian. The keeper wasn't protecting the collector. It was protecting their forgotten lives. Naruto clenched his fists. You turned people into weapons. Quote. The collector remained silent. Naruto remembers. Naruto closed his eyes. He searched deep inside himself. He couldn't remember faces anymore. Names were fading. Voices were disappearing. Then, he heard laughter. A loud, carefree, ridiculous laugh. Jiraiya. He couldn't remember his master's face. But he remembered one lesson. A ninja isn't defined by what he remembers. He's defined by what he never stops believing in. Quote. Naruto slowly smiled. I don't need perfect memories to know who I am. Golden light erupted from his body. Every memory stolen from Naruto burst out of the keeper's chest and returned to him in a brilliant wave of chakra. The keeper staggered backward for the first time. Its armor began to crack. The collector's calm expression finally changed. No, that has never happened. Naruto looked up with fierce determination. You made one mistake. The collector tilted his head. And what was that? Naruto's blue eyes blazed like fire. You thought hope lives in memories. It doesn't. It lives in the heart. The keeper roared as the corridor shook violently. Its crystal armor exploded apart, revealing a mysterious figure sealed inside. A tall man with long white hair, wearing a torn red cloak. Naruto's eyes widened. It can't be. The man slowly opened his eyes. They were bright blue, and he whispered one name. Naruto, the hero from another world. The corridor fell silent. The shattered crystal armor of the keeper collapsed into thousands of glowing fragments. Standing in its place was a tall man with long white hair and a torn crimson cloak. He slowly opened his bright blue eyes. His breathing was weak. He looked directly at Naruto. Quote. Naruto. Naruto froze. You know my name. The mysterious man smiled sadly. I've been waiting for someone like you, the prisoner of time. The collector's calm expression disappeared for the first time. So, you finally woke up. Quote. The white-haired man stood with difficulty. I've slept here for a very long time. He looked around the endless hall. So many heroes. So many broken dreams. Naruto stepped closer. Who are you? Quote. The man placed his hand over his heart. My name is Aaron. I come from another world. The last guardian. Aaron looked toward the collector. Thousands of years ago, I was the first person to challenge him. Quote, I failed. The collector interrupted. You didn't fail. You entertained me. Aaron ignored him. He trapped my memories inside the keeper and imprisoned my soul. Naruto frowned. How long have you been here? Quote, Aaron smiled bitterly. I stopped counting after the first 1,000 years. Everyone fell silent. The collector's true purpose. Naruto looked at the collector. Why are you doing this? The collector slowly removed his silver mask. For the first time, his face was visible. There were no scars, no hatred, no anger, only emptiness. I once believed in heroes. I trusted them. They promised to save my world. They never came. My family died. My people vanished. My world disappeared. He looked into Naruto's eyes. Sarai decided, no hero deserves happiness. Sasuke speaks. Sasuke stepped forward. So because you suffered. Quote, you want everyone else to suffer too. The collector answered quietly. Exactly. Sasuke gripped his sword tighter. Then you're weaker than I thought. The collector raised an eyebrow. Weak. Sasuke nodded. Strong people protect others. Cowards make innocent people pay for their pain. For the first time, the collector looked angry. The hall awakens. The walls of the palace began shaking violently. The crystals surrounding the hall glowed brighter than ever. Aaron's eyes widened. No, he's waking them. Naruto looked around. What do you mean? Suddenly, one crystal shattered, then another, then another. Hundreds of heroes stepped out. Some carried giant swords. Some wore glowing armor. Some looked like kings. Others looked like ordinary people. But their eyes were empty. The collector smiled. They've forgotten who they are. They only remember one thing. Obey me. The army of forgotten heroes. Thousands of warriors filled the hall. Naruto couldn't believe what he was seeing. How many worlds has he destroyed? Aaron whispered. Too many. The collector spread his arms. Welcome to my collection. The impossible battle. Without warning, the army charged. The ground shook beneath countless footsteps. Naruto created hundreds of shadow clones. Sasuke summoned perfect Susanoo. Sakura smashed through the first wave. Kakashi unleashed Kamui. But for every warrior defeated, two more appeared. The endless army surrounded them. Naruto gritted his teeth. We can't fight forever. Aaron's secret. Aaron grabbed Naruto's arm. There is another way. Naruto looked at him. The collector's power doesn't come from these heroes. It comes from the throne. Naruto frowned. What throne? Quote. Aaron pointed toward the highest tower of the palace. Far above the battlefield, a massive black throne floated in the darkness. 7 empty crystal slots were carved into it. Only one slot was filled. Kurama's crystal. Aaron spoke urgently. If all 7 crystals are placed there, the throne will awaken, and every world connected to this dimension will fall into eternal darkness. Naruto's eyes widened. So that's why he needs my family. Aaron nodded. You're not just protecting the hidden leaf anymore. You're protecting every world. The final countdown. The collector slowly floated toward the throne. He held Hinata's crystal in his hand. Only one step remained before placing it into the second slot. Naruto shouted, Stop. The collector smiled. You have exactly 10 minutes. If you cannot reach me before then. Quote. Hinata will belong to eternity. The throne began glowing with dark energy. The palace shook. The sky cracked open. Every trapped hero lifted their weapons. Naruto looked at Sasuke. Sasuke nodded. No words were needed. The race against time had begun. Race to the throne. The giant black throne floated high above the Hall of Lost Hope. Dark lightning struck its sides every few seconds. 7 crystal slots glowed with ancient symbols. Only one crystal had been placed. Kurama, the second crystal, Hinata, was slowly rising toward the empty slot. A deep voice echoed through the palace. 9 minutes remaining. Naruto looked up. His heart pounded. We're running out of time. The Tower of Despair. Between Naruto and the throne stood a massive black tower. It stretched into the clouds. Thousands of stone stairs spiraled around it. Every step was covered in strange glowing symbols. Aaron's expression changed. No. The Tower of Despair. Naruto looked at him. You know this place? Aaron nodded. I died trying to climb it. The first guardian. As Naruto took his first step, the tower shook violently. A giant stone warrior burst from the wall. Its glowing red eyes locked onto Naruto. It carried 2 enormous axes. The monster roared so loudly that the stairs cracked beneath everyone's feet. Sakura stepped forward. I'll handle this. The guardian swung both axes. Sakura jumped high into the air. With one devastating punch, boom, the guardian exploded into hundreds of pieces. Naruto smiled. Nice one. Sakura grinned. I've been waiting to hit something. But before they could continue, the broken pieces began moving. The guardian rebuilt itself, stronger than before. Endless guardians. The collector's voice echoed from above. Every guardian you destroy returns twice as powerful. Sasuke cursed quietly. So brute force won't work. Kakashi examined the glowing symbols on the stairs. Wait. The tower isn't testing strength. Quote. It's testing choices. Boruto's decision. Back in the hidden leaf, Boruto stood in Naruto's office. He couldn't sit still anymore. My dad needs help. Shikamaru blocked the door. No. Boruto clenched his fists. I won't stay here while my family disappears. At that moment, a small black feather drifted through the broken window. Boruto caught it. The feather suddenly transformed into a glowing map. It showed the exact location of Naruto. Boruto looked determined. I'm going. Kawaki stepped beside him. Then you're not going alone. The second trial. Halfway up the tower, Naruto found 3 glowing bridges. Only one continued upward. The other 2 disappeared into darkness. A stone tablet stood before them. It read, choose the wrong path, and one companion falls forever. Everyone became silent. Sakura whispered, how are we supposed to know? Naruto closed his eyes. He remembered Jiraiya's words. The shortest path isn't always the right one. Naruto smiled. I know which bridge. He walked toward the longest bridge. Sasuke trusts Naruto. Kakashi looked uncertain. Are you sure? Naruto nodded. No, but I trust my heart. Sasuke immediately stepped onto the same bridge. If Naruto says this is the way, I believe him. Sakura smiled. So do I. The 4 shinobi walked together. As they reached the other side, the 2 remaining bridges shattered into nothingness. Aaron laughed. You solved it. Naruto looked confused. How? Aaron smiled. The tower wasn't testing intelligence. Quote. It was testing trust. The collector gets serious. High above, the collector finally stood from his throne. He watched Naruto climbing faster than expected. They've already cleared 2 trials. He slowly placed Hinata's crystal into the second slot. Click. The throne released a massive wave of dark energy. The palace trembled. The sky outside split open. Across every nation, people looked upward as black cracks spread through the heavens. The collector whispered, 5 crystals remain. The shadow dragon. As Naruto reached the top of the tower, the final guardian appeared. It wasn't made of stone. It was alive. A gigantic black dragon with glowing silver eyes unfolded its wings. Its roar shook the entire dimension. Even Sasuke's Susanoo looked small compared to it. The dragon spoke in a deep voice. None shall pass. Naruto stepped forward. Golden Sage Chakra surrounded him. Sasuke activated his perfect Susanoo. Sakura cracked her fists. Kakashi uncovered his Mangekyo Sharingan. The dragon opened its mouth. A sphere of black fire began forming. Aaron's face turned pale. No, that's not ordinary fire. It's the flame of oblivion. Quote. Anything it touches is erased from existence. The dragon fired. The blast rushed toward Naruto at unbelievable speed. Naruto couldn't dodge. Time seemed to slow. Then, a blue streak flashed across the battlefield. Boom! The blast exploded harmlessly in the sky. Naruto looked up in shock. Standing in front of him, holding a glowing blue sword, was Boruto Uzumaki. Beside him stood Kawaki. Boruto smiled. Dad. Quote. You didn't really think we'd let you fight alone, did you? Naruto stared at his son. then smiled for the first time since this nightmare began. You're late. Boruto laughed. I learned that from you. Quote. The shadow dragon roared again. The greatest battle of the journey was about to begin. Father and son versus the shadow dragon. The shadow dragon spread its enormous wings. The entire Tower of Despair trembled. Its silver eyes glowed brighter than the moon. Black flames leaked from its mouth, burning the air itself. Every breath it took shook the battlefield. Boruto tightened his grip on his sword. So, this is the monster guarding the throne. Quote. Kawaki activated his karma seal. Dark markings spread across his body. Naruto smiled proudly. You've both become strong. Boruto grinned. I had a good teacher. Naruto laughed. I wonder who that was. Quote. The dragon's first roar. Without warning. Ruah. The shadow dragon released a shockwave so powerful that the stone tower cracked in half. Everyone was thrown backward. Even Sasuke's perfect Susanoo slid across the ground. Sakura dug her hands into the stone to stop herself. What kind of monster is this? Aaron whispered. It has guarded the throne for thousands of years. It has never been defeated. Father and son fight together. Naruto entered perfect sage mode. Without Kurama, he was weaker. But his determination had never been stronger. Boruto activated his Jogan. A mysterious blue glow filled his right eye. The dragon charged. Naruto and Boruto ran forward together. Their movements matched perfectly, like they had trained for this their entire lives. Naruto smiled. Ready. Boruto nodded. Always. Both shouted together. Rasengan. Quote. Two blue spheres of chakra slammed into the dragon's chest. Boom. The explosion shook the tower. Smoke covered the battlefield. When it cleared, the dragon hadn't moved. Not even an inch. Boruto's eyes widened. No damage. Sasuke's discovery. Sasuke watched carefully with his Sharingan. Wait. The dragon isn't protecting itself. It's protecting something inside. Kakashi frowned. What do you mean? Sasuke pointed toward the dragon's neck. For just a second, I saw a glowing crystal. Aaron's face turned pale. The dragon core. If that breaks, the dragon disappears. The collector makes his move. High above the battlefield, the collector placed Hinata's crystal into the second slot of the throne. Dark energy spread across the palace. The sky cracked even further. A deep voice echoed throughout every world connected to the dimension. 5 vessels remain. The collector smiled. Time is running out, Naruto. Quote. Kawaki's sacrifice. The dragon suddenly disappeared. Everyone looked around in confusion. Then, it appeared directly behind Boruto. Its massive claws slashed downward. Boruto couldn't dodge. At the last second, Kawaki pushed him away. The claws tore across Kawaki's back. Blood splashed across the broken stone. Kawaki. Boruto caught him before he fell. Kawaki smiled weakly. You idiot. I told your dad I'd protect you. Quote. Boruto's hands trembled. You'll be okay. Kawaki laughed. You sound just like Naruto. Naruto's rage. Seeing Kawaki injured, something inside Naruto snapped. Golden Sage chakra erupted around him. The ground shattered beneath his feet. The dragon roared and attacked again. Naruto didn't dodge. He caught one of its gigantic claws with both hands. The entire tower shook. Boruto stared in amazement. Dad. Naruto pushed forward with everything he had. The dragon was forced backward for the first time. Aaron smiled. He's doing it. The hidden truth. As the dragon stumbled, a crack appeared on its neck. Inside the glowing crystal, Naruto saw a face. Not a monster. Not a beast. A young ninja. No older than Boruto. His eyes were closed. Naruto whispered. Someone's trapped inside. The dragon roared in pain. The collector laughed from above. Every guardian was once a hero. I simply gave them a new purpose. Naruto's fists tightened. You've been turning heroes into slaves. The collector nodded. They fight forever. Quote. They never fail. They never leave me. The final strike. Sasuke looked at Naruto. If we destroy the core, we'll kill the boy. Naruto lowered his Rasengan. There has to be another way. The dragon opened its mouth. A massive flame of oblivion began forming. It was even larger than before. Aaron's face turned white. No, if that attack is fired, the entire tower will disappear. The dragon released the blast. A wall of black fire rushed toward everyone. There was nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Naruto stepped in front of his friends. He spread his arms. I won't let anyone else disappear. Just as the flames were about to consume him. A mysterious golden barrier appeared out of nowhere. The flame of oblivion crashed against it. The explosion lit up the entire dimension. Naruto looked up in shock. Standing above the battlefield, wrapped in brilliant golden light, was an unknown woman with long silver hair and glowing blue eyes. The collector's smile vanished. He whispered one name, the Guardian. The mysterious woman looked at Naruto and said, "If you truly wish to save everyone, then follow me." She extended her hand. Before Naruto could answer, the entire Tower of Despair began collapsing beneath their feet. The Guardian of Light. The Tower of Despair began to collapse. Massive stones rained from the sky. The shadow dragon roared as cracks spread across its body. The mysterious woman floated above the battlefield, surrounded by golden light. Her silver hair danced in the wind. Her blue eyes shone like stars. Even the collector looked uneasy. Naruto had never seen fear on the collector's face before. But now, it was there. The Guardian of Light. The woman slowly descended. The golden barrier around her pushed back the darkness. Every step she took caused flowers of light to bloom beneath her feet. She looked at Naruto. "My name is Lyra. I am the last Guardian of Light." Naruto asked, "You know this place?" Lyra nodded. "I helped create it. Before it was corrupted." Everyone stared at her. The collector clenched his fists. "Enough. You should have stayed sealed forever." Lyra calmly replied, "I already did. For 10,000 years." The truth about the collector. Naruto looked between them. "What is he?" Lyra sighed. "He wasn't born evil. He was once one of us." The collector closed his eyes. "Don't." Lyra continued. "Long ago. His real name was Asta. He was the strongest guardian in existence. He protected countless worlds." Naruto frowned. "What happened?" Lyra looked at Asta with sadness. "He lost his own world. He blamed himself. And when despair consumed him, the light inside him became darkness." The collector whispered, "I failed everyone. The broken hero." For the first time, the collector removed his mask completely. His face looked exhausted. Not cruel. Not monstrous. Just tired. "I spent centuries saving worlds. But when my own people needed me, I arrived too late. My wife, my daughter, my entire world, was gone." He looked at Naruto. "You've always been lucky. You always found a way." Naruto quietly answered, "I lost people too. Jiraiya, Neji, my parents, Kurama. I know what loss feels like." The collector laughed bitterly. "No, you still have hope. I don't." The shadow dragon awakens. The dragon suddenly let out a painful roar. The crystal inside its neck cracked open. The young boy trapped within slowly opened his eyes. Dark chains wrapped around his body. He cried out, "Help me." Naruto stepped forward. "I'm coming." The dragon attacked wildly, no longer listening to the collector. Its pain had driven it completely out of control. Boruto's new power. Boruto activated his Jogan. For the first time, he saw the chains binding the boy's soul. "Dad, I can see them." Naruto looked surprised. "What? The chains? They're made of dark energy." Lyra smiled. "The Jogan can see what ordinary eyes cannot." Boruto raised his sword. "Then I'll cut them." The rescue. Sasuke's Susanoo held back the dragon. Sakura smashed through the crystal armor. Kakashi distracted the beast with Kamui. Naruto lifted Boruto onto his shoulder. "Ready." Boruto smiled. "Let's save him." Naruto jumped higher than ever before. Boruto leaped from his father's shoulders. His glowing sword sliced through the dark chains. Crack! The chains shattered. The young boy fell free. The shadow dragon froze. Golden light spread across its body. The darkness slowly disappeared. The dragon looked at Naruto and bowed its head. Then, its body dissolved into thousands of glowing particles. The guardian had finally been freed. The third crystal, far above them, the collector looked at the throne. For the first time, one of the filled crystal slots began to glow strangely. Kurama's crystal. A crack appeared across it. The collector frowned. Impossible. Lyra smiled. Every life you save weakens the throne. Naruto looked up. So we don't have to destroy it. We just have to free everyone. Quote. Lyra nodded. Exactly. Hope returned to everyone's eyes. The final warning. Suddenly, the entire palace shook harder than before. A loud cracking sound echoed across the dimension. Aaron looked toward the sky. His face turned pale. No. The king. Naruto frowned. What king? Before anyone could answer, the ceiling exploded. A gigantic armored figure descended from the darkness. He was over 100 feet tall. His armor was black with crimson cracks. A massive crown rested upon his head. He carried a sword larger than the Hokage monument. The collector slowly stepped backward. Even he looked afraid. The giant opened his glowing red eyes. His voice echoed across every corner of the dimension. Who dares awaken? The king of forgotten worlds. Naruto tightened his fists. Lyra whispered, "This is the collector's greatest creation." Quote. The giant slowly raised his enormous sword. The entire Hall of Lost Hope began to crumble. The true final battle had finally begun. The king of forgotten worlds. The Hall of Lost Hope shook violently. Mountains of black crystal collapsed from the ceiling. The endless palace, which had stood for thousands of years, began to break apart. Standing in the center of the destruction was the king of forgotten worlds. He towered over everyone like a mountain. His black armor was covered in glowing crimson cracks. A giant crown rested upon his head. In his right hand was a sword so enormous that it seemed capable of splitting worlds. His crimson eyes slowly opened. The air itself became heavy. Even breathing became difficult. Naruto took one step forward. So, you're the final enemy. The king looked down at him. His deep voice echoed across the dimension. No, I am its prison. The battlefield fell silent. Even the collector looked confused. The hidden truth. Lyra stepped in front of Naruto. I was afraid of this. Naruto frowned. What does he mean? Lyra looked at the giant king with sadness. He isn't protecting the throne. He is the throne. Everyone stared at her. The 7 crystal slots. The hall. The guardians. They all exist because of him. Quote. Aaron whispered. He's been carrying this burden alone for thousands of years. The king's story. The king slowly lowered his sword. Long ago, before the collector ever fell into darkness, the king had been the greatest protector of all worlds. His real name was Orion. When darkness threatened reality, Orion sealed it inside his own body. The seal became the Black Throne. For centuries, he remained imprisoned, keeping every world safe. But after Asta, the guardian later known as the Collector, lost hope, he began feeding the throne with souls and trapped heroes. Every crystal strengthened the darkness sealed inside Orion. Now the seal was breaking. The darkness awakens. Suddenly, crimson energy burst from the king's armor. Dark shadows poured from the cracks like smoke. The king fell to one knee. No, it's escaping. Lyra shouted. Everyone move back. The shadows gathered into a massive humanoid figure behind the king. It had no face, only burning red eyes. The collector whispered in horror. It can't be. The void, the true villain. The shadow creature laughed. For the first time, its voice echoed across every world connected to the dimension. At last, freedom. Naruto looked at Lyra. What is that? She answered quietly. It existed before light, before chakra, before worlds. It is the living form of endless despair. The void looked toward the collector. You served me well. The collector stepped backward. I was never serving you. The void smiled. You believed every decision was your own. But every whisper, every hateful thought, every hopeless choice, was mine. Quote. The collector's face turned pale. He realized the truth. For thousands of years, he had been manipulated. Asta's redemption. The collector slowly removed his cloak. He looked at Naruto. I blamed the wrong person. Quote. Naruto nodded. It's not too late. Asta looked at the frightened heroes trapped in the floating crystals. He closed his eyes. Then, for the first time in centuries, he smiled. I want to save them. Quote. The void roared in anger. You belong to me. Dark chains burst from the ground, wrapping around Asta. He struggled but refused to kneel. Naruto's decision. Sasuke drew his sword. We destroy the void. Quote. Lyra shook her head. It can't be destroyed. It only grows stronger from hatred. Naruto looked at the terrified faces trapped in the crystals. Then he looked at Asta. Then at Orion. Finally, he understood. We're fighting the wrong battle. Everyone turned toward him. Naruto smiled. We don't need to defeat the darkness. We need to free everyone from it. The light begins. Naruto raised his hand. Golden sage chakra flowed into the nearest crystal. The trapped hero inside slowly opened his eyes. The crystal shattered. One hero was free. The hall shook. Then another crystal cracked. Then another. One by one, the imprisoned heroes began awakening. The darkness surrounding the throne weakened. The void screamed. No. They belong to despair. Naruto shouted. No. They belong to hope. The final army. Across the Hall of Lost Hope. Thousands of crystals shattered at once. Warriors from countless worlds stepped free. Knights, ninjas, mages, guardians, heroes who had been trapped for centuries finally stood together. Aaron smiled. They remember who they are. Lyra looked at Naruto proudly. You've done what no one else ever could. The freed heroes raised their weapons. Not against each other, but against the void. For the first time in history, the greatest alliance ever assembled stood united. The void let out a terrifying roar. Dark storms swallowed the sky. The floor beneath everyone cracked apart. A portal opened behind the void, revealing an endless abyss. From within it, millions of shadow creatures began crawling into the hall. Sasuke looked around and whispered, "There are too many." Naruto stepped forward with calm determination. His blue eyes reflected the light of thousands of heroes. He smiled. Then we'll save them all. Quote. The greatest battle in the history of every world was about to begin. The war beyond all worlds. The sky no longer existed. Above the Hall of Lost Hope, reality itself had been torn apart. An endless black abyss stretched across the heavens. From that darkness, millions of shadow creatures poured into the dimension like a living ocean. Some looked like wolves with burning crimson eyes. Some resembled giant dragons made of smoke. Others had no shape at all, only glowing red eyes floating in the darkness. Their whispers echoed through every world. Hope is temporary. Despair is eternal. The void raised its hand. Its army charged. The war beyond all worlds had begun. The alliance of heroes. Naruto stood at the front of the battlefield. Beside him were Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi, Boruto, Kawaki, Lyra, Aaron, Orion, and Asta. Behind them, thousands of freed heroes from countless worlds formed ranks. For the first time in history, heroes who had never met fought side by side. Naruto took a deep breath. He looked at the endless army of darkness. Then smiled. This isn't their world anymore. He raised his fist. Everyone, fight for the future. A thunderous roar answered him. The army of heroes charged. The first clash. The two armies collided with a deafening explosion. The battlefield shook as chakra, magic, light, and countless unknown powers filled the air. Sasuke's perfect Susanoo sliced through a wave of shadow beasts. Sakura shattered giant monsters with a single punch. Kakashi's Kamui swallowed entire battalions of darkness. Boruto and Kawaki fought back to back, moving with perfect teamwork. Aaron unleashed blazing blue flames. Lyra's golden light healed every wounded hero nearby. For a moment, it seemed they were winning. The void's power. The void laughed. You still don't understand. It snapped its fingers. Every shadow creature that had been defeated. Rose again. Stronger than before. Naruto frowned. They're regenerating. Orion stepped forward. The void cannot create life. It can only recycle despair. Lyra realized the truth. As long as fear exists. Quote. They'll keep returning. Asta's sacrifice. The former collector looked at Naruto. There is one way. Naruto shook his head. No. Asta smiled sadly. You haven't even heard it. I know. But if it costs your life. Quote. I'm not accepting it. Asta laughed quietly. You really are different from every other hero. He walked toward the black throne. Dark chains wrapped around him. He ignored the pain. I created this nightmare. Quote. So let me end it. The void screamed. Traitor. It launched thousands of shadow spears toward Asta. Naruto rushed forward. So did I. Sasuke appeared beside him. You're not doing this alone. One by one. Every hero stepped between Asta and the attack. The shadow spears crashed into a wall of united defenders. For the first time, the void hesitated. Kurama returns. Suddenly, the first crystal on the throne exploded. Golden chakra erupted across the battlefield. A familiar roar echoed through every corner of the dimension. Naruto. Naruto's eyes widened. Kurama. The nine-tailed fox burst from the shattered crystal in a storm of golden light. He landed beside Naruto with a huge grin. Took you long enough. Naruto laughed, tears filling his eyes. I missed you too. Kurama smirked. Enough talking. We've got a world to save. Golden chakra surrounded Naruto once again. For the first time since the story began, Naruto entered Six Paths Sage mode. The battlefield lit up like the sun had returned. The heroes cheered. The void's smile faded. Hinata awakens. The second crystal cracked, then shattered. Hinata fell from the sky. Naruto caught her before she hit the ground. She slowly opened her eyes. Quote. Naruto. Naruto hugged her tightly. I promised I'd bring you home. Hinata smiled through tears. I knew you would. Boruto and Himawari ran toward them. For a brief moment, in the middle of a war between worlds, their family was together again. The final command. The void roared with fury. Its body expanded until it covered half the sky. Countless red eyes opened across its shadowy form. This ends now. Dark energy gathered into a colossal sphere above the battlefield. Lyra looked up in horror. If that attack lands, every connected world will be erased. Quote. Naruto floated into the sky. Kurama's chakra blazed around him. Sasuke rose beside him. Boruto activated the Jogan. Asta, Orion, Lyra, Aaron, Sakura, Kakashi, Kawaki, and thousands of heroes looked upward. Naruto clenched his fist. His voice echoed across the battlefield. This isn't just our fight anymore. It's everyone's future. The largest battle in history was about to reach its final stage. The last light of hope, final part. The black sky trembled. Above the Hall of Lost Hope, the void had become so enormous that it covered the stars themselves. Its countless crimson eyes stared down at the united army. The giant sphere of darkness above its head continued to grow. Every second, it became powerful enough to erase another world. Lyra whispered, if that attack is released, there won't be anything left to save. Naruto floated into the sky beside Sasuke. Golden Six Paths chakra surrounded him once again. Kurama stood proudly behind him. For the first time since the nightmare began, they were fighting together again. The final plan. Orion stepped forward. There is only one chance. The void cannot be destroyed by power. Quote. It can only be sealed by the light created when people choose hope over despair. Naruto frowned. So we need everyone. Orion nodded. Every hero. Every world. Naruto looked across the battlefield. Thousands of heroes from different worlds stared back at him. Some had once been enemies. Some had fought alone for centuries. Now, they all stood together. Naruto's speech. Naruto took a deep breath. His voice echoed across the endless battlefield. When I was a kid, everyone hated me. People told me I'd never become anything. I could have given up. But someone believed in me. He looked at Iruka's memory inside his heart. Then another person believed in me. Jiraiya. Then another. Kakashi. Then another. Hinata. Then even my greatest enemy became my friend. He smiled at Sasuke. Hope isn't something you're born with. Quote. It's something you give to someone else. He raised his fist. Today, we fight, not because we hate the darkness, but because we love the light. Silence filled the battlefield. Then, thousands of heroes raised their weapons. A roar shook the universe. The final charge. The void screamed in rage. You are all fools. It launched the giant sphere of darkness toward the army. The sky itself split apart. Naruto shouted. Now, every hero unleashed their strongest attack. Golden chakra, blue flames, magic, lightning, wind, fire, light. Thousands of different powers merged into one brilliant beam. The beam collided with the void's attack. The universe stood still. Neither side moved. The choice. The light slowly began fading. The heroes were losing strength. The void laughed. Hope always fades. Then, a single child stepped forward. It was the young boy Naruto had saved from the shadow dragon. He placed his hand on the beam. I believe. Another hero joined him. Then another. Soon, every rescued hero added their strength. Even Asta stepped beside Naruto. I choose hope. Orion smiled. So do I. Quote. The beam exploded with unimaginable light. The sphere of darkness shattered. The void screamed. No, this isn't possible. Naruto looked directly at it. It is, because no one fights alone anymore. Quote. The end of the void. The light surrounded the void. Its shadowy body began breaking apart. One crimson eye after another disappeared. Its voice became weaker. Despair will return. Naruto smiled. Maybe, but so will hope. With one final flash, the void vanished forever. The endless darkness disappeared. For the first time in thousands of years, the sky became blue. Asta's redemption. The Hall of Lost Hope began collapsing. The throne crumbled into dust. Asta walked toward Naruto. I'm sorry for everything. Naruto smiled. The past can't be changed, but the future can. Asta nodded. His body slowly turned into golden light. My world is gone, but maybe yours can stay safe. He looked at Lyra one final time. Thank you. Then, he disappeared peacefully. Farewell to Orion. Orion's armor cracked. The ancient king smiled. My duty is finally over. He looked at Naruto. Take care of the worlds. Naruto bowed respectfully. I promise. Orion closed his eyes. His body dissolved into countless stars that spread across the sky. Each star became a new light in the universe. Home. A portal opened. Naruto, Hinata, Boruto, Himawari, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi, Kawaki, Lyra, and Aaron stepped through. They returned to the Hidden Leaf Village. The villagers stood in stunned silence. Then, cheers erupted. The entire village celebrated their return. Children laughed once more. The sun shone brightly. Peace had returned. 1 year later, the village was alive again. Boruto continued his training. Himawari entered the ninja academy. Sakura rebuilt the hospital. Kakashi returned to reading his favorite books. Sasuke smiled more than ever before. Naruto stood on the Hokage monument with Hinata. Kurama's voice echoed inside his mind. Not bad, Hokage. Naruto laughed. We actually did it. Kurama replied. No, we did it. Naruto looked toward the horizon. The wind carried the wall of fire through the village. Hope had survived. Epilogue. Far beyond the stars, in a peaceful realm filled with light, Asta, Orion, and the countless heroes who had finally been freed watched over the worlds they once protected. Asta smiled. Do you think they'll be okay? Orion looked toward the blue planet where the hidden leaf stood. They have Naruto Uzumaki. A gentle breeze crossed the endless sky. And somewhere in the hidden leaf. Naruto smiled without knowing why. Because even after losing everything, he had proven one truth that echoed across every world. A true hero is not the one who never falls. A true hero is the one who always rises again.